Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a special Saturday edition of Jesse's Occupational Awareness Show. For those who don't know, I'm your host, Jesse. I'm here to talk about all things prison related, more so with my experiences to it. Reason I'm doing Saturday instead of Sunday, we've got a lot of parades and events going on around the base over the next couple of days. I'm possibly going to be involved in some of them, so I figured I'd take advantage of some of the free time that I had, go ahead and tell what I was going to tell on Sunday here for you guys today. Today we're going to continue on with our series of good inmates who have gone bad with a special twist in this one. This one involves a partner that I had, a partner who only lasted in segregation for just a couple of hours. Now, as I have to do a lot of ways, let me paint some backstories here. Every job, every industry, every occupation has its know-it-alls. You've got the senior know-it-alls who do know it all and they're not shy about vocalizing it. You got the ones who do know it all, do their job, go home, they're experts at their trade. And then you got the ones who are just starting out. They don't know nothing about nothing, shit from Shinola, but they think they're bringing something special to the trade. Okay, those that have been there and done it, they don't know my way's the right way. Okay, I'm gonna come in here, reschool, I got this. All right. Corrections is full of those individuals, and a lot of times the newer guys, they don't last. And this story harps on that particular subject right then and there. All right. I'm working segregation, of course. This particular day, I'm assigned to Charlie Pod. Charlie Pod was widely used to train OJT individuals because it wasn't really a bad pod to work in, except for the time, what was it, those two guys that I had the problem with because of the conflicts that I had with my partner and they blamed me. That was really the only trouble that I had in 3 years. Now, I didn't work Charlie Pod for 3 years, but the 3 years I was exposed, all the times I had in Charlie Pod, I didn't really have a whole lot of trouble in there. It had a lot of older hands in it, a lot of older guys. They had done their time. They knew how to do time. They were doing time. They wanted their necessities, they wanted their commissary, they wanted their property, and they just wanted to be left alone. Okay, when you were getting the shift assignments and you heard your name on Charlie, to me, I just instantly got a much better day. I didn't have a lot of trouble in there. So on this particular day, I'm working Charlie Pod by myself. There was a boss in the picket, mandatory. Had to at least be somebody in the picket. There could be nobody on the floor, but there better be a picket boss controlling the doors. And I was the only rover in there. We started our shift at 6, we had shift turnout, 6:30, hit the floor. I'd already done all my stuff. Individuals that are on OJT, they typically report to the field training officer, Miss Lewis, around 8 o'clock, I think. It really depended on what time she was going to come in. I think we'd usually get there around 7:45. They would muster up with her outside of her office, and she would give a breakdown sheet of where they were supposed to go. They'd spend an hour in one place, spend an hour in another place, an hour here, an hour there, that kind, until it got further on and they were getting ready to decide where they wanted to go, and then they would do a full shift. Day shift, general population, night shift, GP, day shift, SEG, night shift, GP. And then from there, you put down where you wanted to be assigned. It could be anywhere. I ended up with my number one pick, which was day shift segregation. Okay. So this particular day, I've got this one individual getting ready to come to me. We didn't get any kind of word that we were going to be training somebody. It wasn't like it came out in shift turnout. Usually supervisors didn't even know it. Miss Lewis didn't call out to anybody and tell them, hey, this individual's coming here, here, and there. They just showed up, said they were on OJT, and whoever was working was expected to train them. Okay? So, I don't remember exactly what time it is. I know that I had been on the floor for a couple hours by then, so we'll say probably around 8:45, maybe 9 o'clock. I know it was before lunch. Lunch usually came in around 10:30, at latest 11 o'clock. And I hadn't got the food card in yet, so I know it was before then. Well, this guy gets buzzed in. He comes in. goes to the picket. I'm assuming, I didn't see him at the time, I'm assuming goes to the picket, meets with the picket boss. And I'm pretty sure the picket boss did what all of us did when we'd have an OJT come in. We tell them where the floor boss was. They kind of look around, orient themselves. They see floor boss doing whatever. Then they come over, introduce themselves, and we start going from there. Well, in this particular situation, I'm cuffing up one of the guys. I had already patted his jumper down. I had it over my shoulder. I'd already given them his shoes back. They were their boxers and their shoes. I'd take them to the day room, give them their jumper. And I was getting ready to put his hand restraints on. And the guy comes up to me. Hey, you need any help with that, boss? I look over at him. No, I'm good, man. Thanks. Get the hand restraints on. Push the button. Roll the door. Inmate's turned around. Put my right hand on his arm. He walks back. Shut the door. Turn. And the officer's just standing there. So, hey, go ahead and put a hand on this guy. We'll go ahead and take him on down to the day room. Like, makes kind of a face and reaches up, puts his hand on him. No gloves. I wore black mechanics gloves, and periodically throughout the day, I'd squirt hand sanitizer in because all these guys had diseases. Some of them would have cuts, open sores. You had to be real careful where your hands went in prison. It wasn't a clean, sanitary place in the least bit. Walking down the stairs, we put him in the day room. Okay, guy's not saying anything. Cool. Shut the door, give him his clothes, take the hand, correction, shut the door, take the hand restraints off, pass his clothes through the slot, and he starts getting dressed. Turn to him. Hey, what's going on, man? I'm Officer Carter. I stuck my hand out. He looks down. He's like, I'm not sure where that glove's been, boss. Been on that guy's. Whatever, man. Okay. In Texas, we shake hands. Pre-COVID days, we used to shaking hands with everybody. Guy didn't want to shake hands with me. Whatever. Maybe just this thing. Just kind of irked me a little bit. So I'm Officer Carter. I don't remember what the guy's name was. He was a younger Hispanic guy, full head of black hair, brushed back, no product or anything in it whatsoever, just a thick head of hair, brushed back, pockmarked face, typical sign of like a 19-year-old with a bad acne problem. I went through it. I had it. I used Accutane when it was legal. It worked. Just broke out. Uniform just looked frumpy. Like it hadn't been to the cleaners. It's one thing if you've been working 9 hours, you're covered in sweat, thrust vest, all funky. They weren't supposed to be in there at all on the runs without the thrust vest, and he had come in without one. Okay, so at that point, after I'd introduced myself to him, I said, "Hey, let's go over to the picket and get you a thrust vest. I'm gonna see a picket boss will let you wear his." And he goes, "I don't need to wear that thing." I said, "Yeah, you do. It's pretty dangerous in here. You got these guys here." And at this point, inmates, they can hear me talking, and I hear kind of off to the side, "Hell yeah, I'm gonna stick that motherfucker." I'm like, all right. I don't normally have problems in Charlie Pod like that. And the guy's like, "Hey, shut your mouth, inmate." Oh, okay. Guys start banging on the doors. I'm like, all right, here we go. Come on, man, let's go get that stab vest. Like, hey, boss, I done told you I don't need to wear that. I'm good. I got it. Okay, well, here's the thing. I don't give a fuck what you got or not. Post orders state you wear a thrust vest to walk around on the tiers. Otherwise, get out of my pod. Like, oh, you one of those officers? The fuck does that mean? Come on, man. Come on. Just put the damn vest on. Let's get going. I go to the picket, and picket boss could hear what we were saying. He had already taken his vest off. You didn't need to wear it inside the picket. You weren't exposed to inmates. But once you came out, you had to put the thing back on. So he had taken his vest off, folded it up, and he had actually already slid it through the slot. So we get there, and the guy takes it. He's like, man, I hope this guy showered. Puts it on, straps it in. He put the thing on backwards. I don't remember what the guy's name was. I wish I did. Like, hey, man, you got it on backwards. Look at me. Look at you. See how the back of it's supposed to be higher than the man does the Velcro straps, spins it around, straps it in. Like, All right, cool. Hey, you wanna work in the picket with as I started looking up, picket's going. And he's like, no, no, I don't want to be on the picket. I want to be down here, man. This is where it is. This is where I belong. I'm here, man. I'm here to work. Okay, look, let's go work. I gave him the hand restraints. Have you ever handcuffed anybody? Not here in prison. Whatever the hell that means. Okay, whatever, dude. Yeah. They taught you in the academy how to put hand restraints on. Yeah, I already knew how to do it before I went. The way they did it, that's just. I'll show you how I do it. Okay, cool. So we go on back over to the area, get ready to start doing some inmate movement. I had the board folded up in my thrust vest in the pocket. Board had all the inmates' names, classifications, all that. We'd make an initial sweep of the area when we first went in, ask them, do you want shower or rec? If they did, I'd put a check by each one. If they didn't, I'd put a little X. All right. So we get to the first door. I take the paper out and I show them, this is what we call the board. This is all their classifications, their names, where they want to go. And he looks at it. Well, you keep track of that. I'll take care of moving these guys around. Keep in mind, this guy's first time working in segregation. Okay? First time. He's been in here for about 20 minutes at this point, and he's already trying to run the show. Okay? I've been there for a little over a year and a half now. This would have been around 2014. So, guy goes to the first cell, bangs on the door, bang, bang, bang. Offender, present yourself for the day room. The offender's already at the door, and I hear laughter. The cells left and right of us, they start laughing as well. He's like, the day room? Hey man, I ain't going to the day room. I'm going outside, rec. He's like, now you're going where I put you, man. And hey, you jerk. Hey, ease up, man. Relax. Hey, look, we got assignments where these guys are supposed to go. This guy's supposed to go to the outside rec. I ain't taking him where he's telling me he's going. He's not telling you where he's going. The board has assigned him here to this. The shift supervisor has determined where this individual's going. We're following our orders here. All right, man, I ain't doing it because this guy said I had to. What is up with this dude? Okay. It's like, at this point, I'm thinking I'm being punked. All right. I'm waiting for Ashton to come running out of one of the cells or some shit. Like, what is going on here? So, guy, he jacks him a little bit, puts his hands out in the front, and he goes to put the hand restraints on. Okay. Normally, all I would do, take them. Cool. He pulls his hands back. Guy puts his hands out. This guy's got the hand restraints in one hand. He grabs dude by the hand and BAM! Slaps that cuff on. Inmate jerks back, pulls the hand restraints in the cell. Guy puts his face up to it. Hey, you better come back here. Hey, you better give me those back. And I hear, Boss Carter, you better get him out of here. Get him out of here, Boss Carter, right now. This ain't going. This ain't going, man. What he had done like they do in the movies where they slap the handcuffs on really hard. In the movies, that doesn't hurt. In real life, you just hit a dude with a piece of metal. And the hand restraints, depending on how stiff the teeth were, the bail wouldn't swivel very easy. So you had to hit him pretty hard to get it on. All right. He actually assaulted the guy. All right. That classifies as assault. That's excessive force right there. But we're not going to get into that. We didn't get there. I tell the guy, hey man, step over to the side. I go to cell. Hey, I don't remember the guy's name. I really don't. Older Hispanic guy, one that I never had trouble with. I'm trying to talk him down. Hey, look, man. Hey, this guy's first day here. He didn't know anything. He's not sure what he's doing. Just, hey, I know what he did was wrong. Okay. And he's standing back in this. Well, that's some hoe ass shit, boss. You need to train this motherfucker right. If you ain't training him right, you need to get the fuck out of here, man. At this point, he's blaming me for what the guy did. Okay. I look over at the guy. I'm like, hey man, I ain't never had problems with this guy before. Are you in here to ruin my day? The guy didn't say anything, and he just stares at me. Okay. I finally get the guy talked down. I'm telling him, look, I'm not going to let him handcuff you. Okay. Just present yourself back. Stick your hand out. Get the cell. Tell you what, I'll see what I can do about getting you some extra chow. I can see about I can get you some extra juice. Okay. The guys on the other sides, they're yelling and hollering. The rest of the pod was starting to kind of chime in a little bit, which Charlie Pod almost never did. And get the guy to the cell. He sticks his hand out. He's got the bell hanging down. Hey, you go ahead and take this off. I don't want to go anywhere, man. He's telling me he didn't want to go to the day room. So I put the key in, get it out, close the bell, close this bell, pulls his hand back, shut the food slot, go on down to the next door. Are you ready for rec? Nah, man, I ain't going nowhere. That dude ain't touching me. Hey, I'm going to take care of you. It's all good. Like, no, I ain't going nowhere. Check me off. Goes and sits back on his rack. Okay, I got a problem now. Going down. By this point, the kid's not talking anymore. Get down to the next cell. I remember this specific inmate. He was an older Hispanic guy. I don't know if he was a shot caller. I considered him one. I'd never had bad interactions with the guy. There were times I didn't interact with him at all. There were times we just talked to each other the whole time while we're moving. Hey, boss, how long you worked here, man? Years. You planning on staying here? Yeah, more than likely. Hey, man, I bet you look better as a sergeant. You know, them stripes on that arm, that look real good on you. You know, they get paid more. Just prison talk, just shooting the shit. Okay? Pleasant conversations with another human being who just happened to be an inmate. The fact that I'm an officer doesn't mean I can't have a prison conversation with the individual. I'm not going to give you my address or my phone number or the license plate to my truck, but I'll talk to him about shit like that. Get to this guy. His name was Martinez. Called him Marty. Hey, Marty, you ready to go to rec? Hey, Boss Carter, can I talk to you, man? Yeah, what's going on? I didn't like to stand at the cell for too terribly long because the longer you did that, the longer your day got. It slowed down inmate movement. Inmates knew that. If they wanted to make the day bad, they try and hold you up at the cell as long as they could. So Marty's like, hey, boss, can I talk to you, man? Yeah, what's up, man? Hey man, hey, you need to get him out of here, man. He ain't gonna be a fit for us. The guy got a little quiet. I was like, now I can't talk quietly so the camera can hear me, but I'm talking quiet so this kid over here can't hear. Look, he's on OJT. He's probably only gonna be in here for another 30 minutes or so. They only work an hour. Like, well, you need to get him the fuck out of here. And he looks over at the door, sticks his finger through the chicken wire, which he had never done before, points at the guy, like, I don't ever want to see you in this cell again. You're in here, you're not walking out of here. Pulls back, like, Marty, I can't unhear what you just said, man. That's verbal threat. You go write that case then. That's the whole ass shit you want to do. You go write it. As he says that, I feel walk past me, and as I look, the kid had walked behind me, was walking down the tier, walked down the steps, got to the door. At this point, I'm watching him. Got to the door, bangs on the door. Picket boss is telling him, I need my vest back. Hey, give me my vest. Takes the vest off, lifts it over his head, drops it on the ground. Didn't bring it to the picket to give it to the guy. Drops it on the ground. Picket boss hits the door, pushes the door open, walks out. Like, all right, cool. So I go back there, I get the vest, I give it to the picket boss. Picket boss is like, what the fuck was that, man? What's going on up there? Hey, he just pissed off old Marty. Picket goes, dude, Marty don't get pissed. I said, I know, but he is now. I was like, he did a verbal assault on the guy. Like, I don't even think I want to write that case. Picket boss goes, no, don't, man. Don't. We don't ever have any trouble in here. That was that dude's fault. All right, cool. So I go on doing my movements. About 2 offender movements later, yeah, 2 offender movements later, Lieutenant Raymond comes in, catches up to me. Hey, Carter, hey, what happened with OJT, man? Ray, I don't know, man. He came in here. He was trying to know it all. He didn't want to follow policy. He didn't want to wear the vest. He timid about moving these guys around. He went off on Marty. Raymond rolled his eyes. He didn't like Marty. Marty didn't like him, but they had a convict supervisor respect for each other. Rolls his eyes. Man, he was just walking down the hall saying, yeah, fuck this place. This motherfucking bullshit, man. I'm better than this shit. Never saw the guy again. All right. Ray helped me move another guy to the day room. And I was like, all right, I'm going to go ahead and start pulling him out. And he goes, well, you go ahead, Carter. Once you get you some bars, then you won't have to do it so much. He's making a joke about supervisors not having to do the floor work like the grunt COs that I was. And I laughed, shook hands. Lieutenant Raymond was good people, still is. He left, and I just went on about my day. Next day, came in. I got signed Charlie Pod again. Was doing my movements. Eventually got back to Marty's cell. Marty, the only time I'd interacted with him that day was when I asked, did he want shower? Did he want rec? No, he didn't. Okay, whatever. Get to his cell. He's standing there. Hey, boss. Hey, where that hoe ass kid at? Where that little bitch ass boss? I hadn't seen him. LT said he was walking down the hallway, headed out the main door, just yelling, fuck this place, I'm done with this. And he slaps the door. Fuck yeah. That's what I'm talking about, boss. You know, these little hoe-ass kids, they don't belong in here with guys like you and me, man. They don't, man. Hey, I know I told you I didn't want rec. You hook me up, man. I'll take it the whole rest of the week, man. Meaning he wasn't going to take rec and shower the whole rest of the week if I would adjust my schedule for him. Normally, if an inmate told me no when they said they wanted to go later on, I wouldn't let him. I let old Marty go. I didn't have any problems with him anymore after that. Pod was pretty calm. Had a good rest of the day. Once again, I never saw the kid again, and it was probably good that I didn't because Marty would keep his word. And I don't think anything would have happened to him in Charlie Pod. He'd have got word to an SSI. SSI would have got word to him in old Delta, Deadly Delta Pod, and it probably would have happened in there where a lot of assaults did take place. But he didn't stick around long enough for it to happen. I'm pretty sure he walked out of the whole facility with that. Probably didn't even turn his freaking gear in. Folks, I hope you enjoyed this video. Happy 4th of July. Everyone stay safe. Take care of yourselves. I'll see everyone in the next video.